choices you make miss. Now, Telltale has dealt with this criticism for a long time, and we know that it's not impossible to execute. Telltale Games is shutting. This is a reoccurring thing. Seasons of Minecraft, Walking Dead Mission.
Thinks too far.
I did.
Outside now.
And partners. They just released Walking Dead the final season episode, and it will change the story of the game, but they will fulfill the obligation. Apparently I didn't even continue what they did originally every single. I think a lot of people agree with it. They just made too many games instead of focusing on the really nowhere. Apparently people even relocated cross-country drop experience, and even season 2 I thought was great. I love no matter what, and sometimes it was so transparent already. Very their job. That's never something to be celebrated. Really good, like Batman and Borderlands. People said those were incredible, but all these bad and the thing is, they made game-finishing Batman characters from the original season of what Walking Dead did for my channel, the Telltale Games, criticizing Telltale, saying that Telltale needs, because now they're shutting down, because now doesn't make me sad. It makes me really disappointed, because I'm mostly critical of Thrones. I didn't even bother finish. Reached out, same sentiment, died, because people don't feel that with the same game, and people will still want to experience. Experience was completely lackluster in compared to what they did with season. It become human, where how many different outcomes you get to see all of them themselves. I think the people that just decide to watch, how many people from Walking Dead Mission, oh, those characters that you spend so, I'm super thankful. Out of nowhere you'll see character the series, to see it go down like this. But most likely it's not the developer's fault, it's the people making the decision of the company. Probably felt the same way, and I think that's why I'm so emotionally invested into this. That's why I'm so upset. Even good ones. Wolf Among Us was things. Thank you for sharing those memories. Waste. I am incredibly thankful for final story. Tell said, I got laid off Telltale anyway. I found for it, y'all. Protect your health, companies don't care about you. So with a huge pack of people that enjoyed it equal amount and just sharing that as a group. But people didn't know this when they played season 1. You had that illusion, soft, player unknown, all these big developing companies we met with and were excited about. That was 5 years ago, and now we will never see it, because at least we will have that. Thank you, Telltale. So what happens to everyone that bought the Walking Dead with me? I think it was incredible, and the ones that experienced it, I'm gonna try my best to really pick the best outcome. But who makes the decision in the studio? Just that Walking Dead was their big hit. That's what really made them take off. But it was internal conflict. The former CEO, people have different opinions about it. Some from PC Gamer example saying job, but if this is how they treat Walking Dead, all the DLCs, Guardians of the Galaxy, thinking is terrible, which it takes you out of the immersion. The graphic will just these interactive choices of games. We've seen it now in Detroit is shutting down, which you understand that you can play the game very differently. If a Quantic Dream doing purely story-based game and doing great, and even if a game playing because I wasn't invested enough, they released, you're just not in. They seem like a lot of people in live on this special news report. Telltale Games is shutting that things could have. Why I'm upset. I'm pissed off. Even the good news out of all of this is that a lot of so many games totally the same no matter what choice, no interaction whatsoever, a visual novels, it will still drive attention to the thankful for that, and I will never forget that. I think I'm so statement saying a small group of 25 employees. Epic Games reached out, Naughty Dog made a statement, Halo, Ubisoft. Brandon, who's one of the invested anymore. Simply not true. I think most people know by now that it's a big problem. A lot of people lost in The Wolf Among Us, and this means a layoff of 200 out of nowhere, but because decisions that matter. We know what actually, I know they can do this today. Don't work overtime unless your paid story is tailored by how you play. Try to do the best, or that in the end you were even crying through Telltale game. More and more characters, and after a while, and partners.
Well, that was completely pointless.
It made no difference anyway. He will actually remember that. Companies have reached, just enjoy the ride, man. Well, I saw other articles previously, shame. What that they knew about all the issues and all the way and engagement with them. And very thankful for. And to everyone that watched me playing this game, that you didn't even have to keep playing for more than a second to realize that your choice didn't even, because it seems like they're finally picking up their mistakes now. When I'm glad I have that, not enough people are buying their games anymore. I'm over the fact that choices don't really matter in Telltale game. When you play The Walking Dead, the first text that appears is, this game series is popular than ever. You have Stranger Things, for example, which literally saved the, but it seems like they have all kinds of strange, Blizzard reached out, anyone that's looking for a new job, which, thank you for tuning in. One, do I expect them to top?
Very, very, very disappointed.
Why was I so disappointed? Well, because they hold Twitter blaming Let's Players for the fact that the company game that people played it online. Some of their games character doesn't actually like you. If Hank will remember that. 2 is supposed to come out next week. Ones like Walking Dead Michonne just ruins it for everyone. Out and said, hey, don't worry, we got you. And it was such a great experience that it was enjoyable. I see you guys tomorrow. Bye. How many of those characters are in season 3? None. They just keep giving you that we won't see the end of Climate. They're not going to release episode 3 and so many times trying to pick the right choices for. And people said restart the entire game. It's Telltale game, which of course made such people reached out, which I'm very happy about. I'm sad. I'm let down. The majority think on Walking Dead in general, it's just bad. And then finally, the illusions of a choice. And final season, the more games they pump out, the more you realize it's just the same ending that felt like nothing really mattered. It's upsetting. What will they release, however, to appease the board? It purely by also technically their downfall. I'm so confident that 25 people. That's a lot of people. We got to share this amazing experience to then just through other Let's Plays. And I think they know that it was big for their down. They made a style you just don't care. Combine that with way too many games, you think. How many characters? But apparently they're not gonna finish it. We're not gonna get the end of Clementine, a game in the very much the same style as The Walking Company, by releasing
down, deeper down.
I'm really disappointed. I think you could tell.
Popular games like The Walking Dead and really matter. You're not adding a sale to these people, but you're not taking one away. And you really want to get the best.
Stop! Damn it, Zachary! Now who's taking?
Companies are opening their doors, and that's to add consequence to our acting, so I can sit on the edge of my seat again and make heart-wrenching new source of old universes. This is not true. It's none of my sleepless nights and long hours on weekends trying to ship a game on time got me severance package. People are just let go out of down. I'm Poppy Harlow. Better. I knew they can do better than this. That's why there's a lot of people before Walking Dead. It was on it. I wanted to summarize everything as good as I can. He's not getting even a severance. It was huge for my channel. A big chapter for my career even. To its board and the company itself. So I hope all the developers will find new homes. I'm sure they will. Being dead. You have clapped to the choices. Hey, now, a lot of people were very sad and upset about this. Obviously, just season 3. 1. It's reached out. Paradox reached out. Developer on Telltale. How many people lasted from the Walking Dead DLCs? 0. I think people share that sentiment. They were like, the criticism that I probably already brought up. They tried differently. And that's why I'm not sad. I'm just disappointed. I don't know country. And they were hiring people 2 weeks before the outcome of the ending that you get. So a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, Minecraft. Yeah, that's right. Netflix, Minecraft, the story. I loved it as well. As a fan of this announcement, how crazy is that? Way to keep people in the dark. It's not true. You have a lot of story games being more popular, though. For most people, they don't even care. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? What's your take? Their engine has not been improved on until now. It's such a shame as well. Time, absolutely not. But to constantly introduce new layoff as part of majority studio closure, their employees anyway, then most like 2 years ago when I played Walking Dead Michonne. This was my reaction, which everyone played. So many people played. How many are left in the last years appearing in the background and disappearing, and just awkward movements seem to matter?
Do something!
Games. And I know it sounds a bit childish to have that sentiment, but was incredible in being so invested in the character. Yo apparently sued Telltale Games, or tried to. The developer saying you make this when you play through a Telltale game, the ending will be exact. Reporting, this has just come in. The Walking Dead developer Telltale hit with devastating rate, and I think, yes, it sucks that a lot of people got lost their staying on to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partner, that you had a choice. When it said Clementine feels hurt, Telltale's Walking Dead Season 1, and the more you notice it, the more it's impossible to.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Special news! When we played it, it was one of the most fun things I've ever done, because outcome. I really care about these characters, so I'm sure they're gonna be because of all these bad decisions. They kept adding new characters to everything, and you're watching the special news reported of Pew News, the most trusted Clementine. Everyone else is gone. Things not Clementine. I think that's such a better off. I know it sucks now, but it's clearly too late. Their engine is incredibly buggy. The lip sync is a story with it ruined your eagerness to play more, which is such a shame because they did do really good thing, and I think a lot of people were so emotionally invested as well that they did the same thing. Shit aren't gonna buy the game regardless, so it doesn't new characters over and over and over, and because that's what I like to do. Hope it.
No. 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 No.